I'm going to be ministering to everyone and anyone who's an adult. And I'm going to be using the New Testament. I'm here to testify that a man who goes and applies 100% the teachings in the book here from Jesus, exactly as it is said, I'm here to testify that he will free his soul of many, many, many illnesses that he feels in his soul. And all of these illnesses are given to him by the woman, by him worshiping the woman in many forms: sex, lust, for food, sex, food, money, status, being the best fighter in the world, the best musician. They're all the same exact, disgusting, perverted idea. Okay? And so I'm here to answer any questions or talk about anything. And also, any disagreements are highly encouraged. And if you know anybody who doesn't like this man sitting here, AZD, and behind your back, he said don't listen to him, this is the perfect opportunity for them to come humiliate me in front of the world. Okay? And to show you how right they were. Okay? So, we're going until 12 o'clock clock time. Let's see. Okay, I'm ready. Who's first?
Josef.
Joseph. Biblical name. What's up, brother? I remember you. Hold on, we can't hear you at the moment. Give us a minute. Try, do it again. 1 second.
It's on his end?
We think it's on your end. This is on your end. Okay, now we hear you.
Okay, it was my headphones. I'm sorry for that.
It's all good. Okay, so let's put you on the main screen real quick, Zed.
I would like to continue our last conversation when it came to actually having goals, which is an illusion or a prison that.
Can you move the cursor on his face? 1 second, bro. When there's a cursor on the face, it's ugly. Okay, so you want to talk about what he said?
I want to continue the last conversation that we started with goals, and I understand the prison that it leads to for a man, and I wanted to ask you about that calm space that you can get into, okay, from which you will understand what the action you actually should take is.
Okay.
Because whenever something that comes up that I want to do comes up,
yes,
I can analyze it with my mind and see that it's bullshit.
Yes.
And the same way, I can use my mind to actually analyze something that could be the truth and use my mind the same way to actually make it useless. So how to be in that calmness also in the present and also in the mind, so I can actually be guided in every moment. And because I understand that I do most of my stuff because I am motivated to do it because I must. I do school because I am forced by status. I exercise because I want to feel good. I eat because I don't want to starve. I talk to people because that's what people do. So I don't think that I actually did something maliciously for myself. And I'm doing things for people actually, but I want to do things for God or for the existence, so I deserve my place.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you been thinking about this for a while now? Since last time we spoke?
I've been thinking about this since I was 11 years old, maybe, but.
What does that sound like to you, that you've been thinking about that and you're still thinking about that? You want peace, right? You want peace in your soul. You want happiness and love and calmness, basically. I assume you want to be calm.
That's what I want, and right. I don't know if I want it.
Well,
what is wanted for me.
There you go. So how are you going to know that if you keep wanting something?
I've also tried giving up, and I've also
How did that
tried.
go? How did you give up? How does one give up those things? Did you give up those things?
I was praying for something to change, and I was in a so stressful situation that I couldn't do anything anymore, which is a gift, of course. But things settled down more. The water is calm, so
Yes.
my mind and my ego starts acting up again.
Yeah.
I don't want to punish myself or whip myself or do that stuff. It's not the way.
Okay.
But
Let me jump in now. Okay. So you know the evil of the world is it uses deception as its main weapon because it doesn't have any power. And I want to show you the actual physics of that. Right? We know that there's light because light is visibly light. We see light, right? And we don't see shadow. We don't see dark. But wherever there's no light, there's darkness. But darkness in itself doesn't exist. It's a lack of light. Is that physics accurate? Right? To you? You understand what I'm saying?
yes.
Okay, good, right? So I think we can all agree that light is an actual particle that we can measure, particle of light. We can measure its speed and all that and its densities, but we can't measure darkness. How are you going to measure it? Because it actually doesn't exist. It's just a lack of light, right? And so when you understand that, and then you go into the Bible, and you have good and evil, right? And every child knows that it's scary in the dark and it's better with the lights on, right? Like you don't have to teach people after they're not like, once the child knows there's light and dark and goes in a dark room, they're not going to walk in all confidently in a dark room at all. There's a lot of toys in there, but it's pitch black. Go in there, son. What? Yeah, okay? You turn on the light, he runs in. Okay? So darkness doesn't exist, and it's physically visible and measurable by any scientist, right? Also, light does exist, and it's physically measurable and visible. At the same time, we know that every human being is afraid of darkness when they're aware at any point. 2 years old. And when the light comes on, they relax. So we can know that. We don't have to be told, don't be afraid of the dark. Yes, but not what they're talking about. Be afraid of the dark. Be shitlessly afraid of the dark if you have it in you. And you walk in there, you're fucked. But if you have a light, you don't have to be afraid of the dark, because wherever you go, you can see what you're doing, and you're not going to run into shit. Even if there's a snake, there's a fucking snake. Don't go over there, right? So now, darkness doesn't exist. It's a lack of light, okay? Evil also doesn't have its own substance. When you see it, it's a testament that that place is lacking light. Now, we're going to again use language and move into another realm of language. This man speaks in tongues. So, hear this now. If we have light, give me a second. If we have light visible and light positive and measurable, dark invisible, negative and not measurable, it's not real, okay? Now we have good and evil. How does that work? If I say now that in another language, all over the planet, light represents good and dark represents evil. We would all agree again, all over the cultures, okay? Now, ready? Light being good, evil being dark and shadow. If our syntax, our order is right in our words, it should not fail even here. That's called sacred syntax. It means that the sentence I speak must be true in every angle of the word anybody could come from. And it is. So now we have an agreement that light is good and dark is bad. And if what we said is true, then evil must not be real. Now let's see if it works. The man who rapes is lacking in light, and we can all agree. Right? The man who commits an evil act, we know that man doesn't have the light. He either doesn't have the right knowledge or wisdom or upgrade. Something is missing that's either love, like obviously, look at what he just did, right? Okay, good. So once you know what's right, it's another way of saying now you actually hold the light. Like you actually hold the light, which is the truth. Now that you hold the light, all the questions in your head, as they arise, because they will arise, right? You won't not know the decision. If you have to make a choice between this and this, like a Libra scale, you must not be holding the light of them. You're not seeing it clearly. So what do? Well, I told you to do last week. Okay? Sit back and keep observing it. And the voices are going to get louder. Right? But when one says, I also gave it up or gave up, right? A total give up would resolve the situation. Okay? But a give up is a give up. It means absolutely no more attachments. Right? And that's not going to be, who am I to say? Other people have reached enlightenment in a moment like that, right? It's always a moment when it happens, right? However, you do put in work. That's the great work. Now, what's the work that Jesus says you have to do for you to get this peace that I have, which is the peace that he has, which is the peace that every man has. It's a piece of every man. What is the work you should do? Right? He has a way to behave for a man. So the next time you're sitting down and you're going this or that, do I really want that? You just sit back, you become silent. And if you're unsure, you pick up the part in the New Testament where Jesus talks. There's a part where it's his words. And you just read it. What we've noticed here, just so you know, is the act of doing that every time the person's question changes after they read it. Because there's so much light in these words, because his words heal. That's why, to me, he's the greatest teacher of all of them. And I acknowledge all their teachers, all of them. I have their pictures on my walls, okay? But he's the greatest teacher. Why? Because never a sentence comes out of him that when you speak it out or apply it, you don't heal. And he was a healer, right? So if you're suffering inside, it's 100% a testament that there's the devil inside of you. Because the same decisions are so clear when you know what's right and wrong, right? Are you getting what I'm saying?
I think I got it.
Yeah? Now you gotta got it.
Also,
you may get it, but you gotta got it. You gotta got it. Okay? You gotta just fully embody righteousness. Because, you know what I was laughing in the beginning? At some point you'll be sitting here with me laughing when man says it was a stressful time in my life, or I had to, it's because it doesn't sound real to me. Right?
I'm laughing at it back as well, at my story.
Yeah,
but I know that I'm still in it. And from my memory, I just know that this is an illusion. It's funny and also disgusting at the same time.
Thank you.
I'm invested in this story so
beautiful.
Much. Disgusting.
Beautiful. Yeah. Perfect word. Repulsive, disgusting, perverted, nasty, gross, filth, despicable, right? They have a cartoon for kids named Despicable Me. Okay? That is not any words a child should walk into a theater and say, I want to watch Despicable Me.
It's so evil.
It's evil all the way through. Every one of the shows is evil, bro. Bro. The deception is everywhere. That's why the movie The Matrix. It's everywhere. That's why. Okay, so I wanted to actually tell you this because there's a code we have in our craft. And it goes like this. A man first recognizes that he's under a love spell. And that spell could be the woman, could be money, could be career, but he's under a love spell. Right? Love is blind. Love is whatever they say it is. Love hurts. That's not love. So first a man realizes, oh my God, I'm under some kind of a spell. A lust spell is what it is. From there, he And you're doing it, and I want to show you that you actually are sitting in peace when this is happening. Then he retires and goes into a lion's den. There's nothing in it. He's in a cave as a lion. That's a symbol of Jesus. As a lion of Judah, he's in the cave, in quietness. He goes in the lion's den, and he sits and watches. When he does that, he realizes that there's a dragon's lair. There's a lion's den, but a dragon's lair. Dragons are in heaven. There's a dragon's lair, and when he does that, the dragon comes down through the lion and goes through the lion, and then he begins to see the truth. This is a code, right? But it's a beautiful poetry or artistic expression of the truth of God. So when you're sitting there and you're going, man, this is disgusting and despicable. You're actually sitting in the lion's den. You are at peace, observing chaos. But the attachment to that thought, if it's a girl or money or I have to survive, anything physical, the attachment will pull you out of the lion's den and get involved with the idea of a thought. You go back into the lion's den and you observe. At some point, the dragon, which will be the angels, will work through you, and your eyes will begin to become real eyes. So you begin to have a realization. Your eyes start to become real, and you go, man, this is not what it is. Now, until you are 100% as certain as you're sitting there and I'm sitting here, if it's not that much certainty on the truth, it's not the truth, or you don't know the truth yet. Because you and I would never jump off the roof to test gravity. We see it. It becomes visible to you everywhere you look, because you know what truth is, and there's one truth. And that's why a person has to acknowledge God. Now, it doesn't have to be the Christian God, it doesn't have to be the Muslim God, but I want to speak to a man of God. Because a man of God doesn't justify his actions. He would have to show me his messenger's words aligned with him. If his messenger's words aligned with him equal war, hatred, anger, anything like that, or a lust for status and power, then I'm going to have to question the messenger, either in the book he has, or his understanding of that messenger, because I don't know God like that. Okay? Now, if a Christian shows up, and many will show up and have and will, right? And they'll debate with this guy. I don't care what it says in this book at that moment. Okay? That man, if he has it in his heart, will see it. The word is written in the heart. It's written here, so you and I can talk about it and check it. That's all it is. So whenever you find yourself as a man, everybody, struggling with the decision, realize that you do know some truths in life that you don't question at all. And the truth of God is supposed to be at that level. That's why you can't believe in God. You have to know God, right? Mm-hmm. And so the people that ask me that are, studying Christianity or Christians, whatever, right? People that are following Christ, they keep using incorrect words. Now, once you know God, you don't have to believe in Him. But for the sake of language, someone says you believe in God, you go, yes, I believe in God. Now, if they're more interested, then they can find out what that means in the next two sentences, if they're really interested in dialoguing. But many people aren't. They just want to say something about God. They want to tell you about them. She doesn't know the fuck I care about God or not, right? God's not real to the person. If God was real to everyone, then they would stop acting bad. Like, do you get it? It's that simple, bro. It's that simple. And no matter how they justified it, if there was a God, and God was going to judge them, now I don't know if He's going to throw you in fire and all that, but the point is, right now you're in some kind of fire that I'm not. Right? It's obvious. So
that's why I feel disgusted sometimes with me, because I am speaking about all these things. I know my experiences in the past, yet I see that I don't act the best way, which is a direct direct explanation or an implication that I don't hold it in my heart, which is disgusting as well.
Great. So congratulations, bro. You're on the right path. So now I want you to know that if I change the language for you, it would be more accurate, but you have to see it for yourself, okay? You're not disgusted with you. You're disgusted with the bad spirits that are inside of you that move around and give you these reoccurring sentences over and over. That's a spirit in you. Thus, you are disgusted by it.
I would explain it as I am disgusted with that which isn't me, but I'm identified with.
Excellent.
It's like that bullshit.
Excellent. You're right. So you know that you are right now in everything you're saying, but Satan will be trying to make us rush to freedom. Okay.
And if just one little thought that I might not be right is, as you said, I am in that space where everything is false. I'm not in my calmness, just observing it. Yeah.
You could have incorrect thoughts. This person here has incorrect thoughts through the day, but it would be like saying you farted or something. Like you wouldn't go around talking about it. You wouldn't put it in people's face. You go to the bathroom and fart. You get what I'm saying? So ideas come. You're 100%. You're 100%, like 100% certain that it's evil and it's not you, and that separation is freedom. Because they'll come. They'll show up. Less and less and less. By the way, they get weaker as you don't feed them your life force.
Yeah.
They're made of shadow. They're not real. It's going to take your light looking at them, but incorrectly, to feed them. So they take the light of the Spirit, which is the only real light there is, and they make us look at this goal through wrong eyes, and it feeds the demon with our soul. You see that? But a man who says, I can give you so many cool sound bites. You know what a sound bite is? Like a movie scene of a cool man, in a strip club with a beautiful woman, and the stuff that is said is perfect script, movie script, right? And that's your birthright. I was telling these men, when I go out, this world is for me. My father made this for me, bro. 100% sure of that. And I don't take one penny in my pocket if it doesn't come from the work I do. Okay, I don't want it. If it comes in my hand, I give it away right away to somebody else. Not of a light. Okay, I give it to a child of darkness, give me money, give it to them. I have a girlfriend of mine who's a dancer. She keeps wanting to give me money right now. I don't want a penny of her fucking money at all. That's dirty money. That's not my money. You understand? So having this peace is very nice, and you have it, but you have to go through it. And you're just getting started. You're gonna go through hell. Okay? That's why you should know Jesus' story, because he went through hell and he responded properly. That's the commandment. That's the commander as a man, right? That's the one we follow. Right? So they say sheep and shepherd. To a warrior, you say soldier, general. It's the same thing. Every soldier is a sheep to the general. Every general a sheep to the commander-in-chief. That's the order of order. It's the order of order, actually. A man who's a soldier should 100%, without one inkling of a doubt, know the man that's giving him the orders to go over there and destroy the town even, because it happens in the Bible. He should know that man is so righteous that he doesn't have to question that in his mind, in his heart, anywhere. The command is a command. Lord said, go down there, take care of Sodom and Gomorrah. Yes, sir. Boom, bam. Done deal. He judges. I don't judge. See that? So now the soldier doesn't have enough information to make a judgment on the battle. When the commander says retreat, he can't say, but we're winning the war. How the fuck do you know that we're winning? Well, we're killing the enemy. You don't know enough to make that decision. Take the order. You and I don't know enough to make any decisions in this life. So take the order of the commander with his commandments as a man. If you're around me, we can talk the sheep language. I'm also a sheep, without a doubt. But those are symbols that communicate a message. Don't get lost in the word. Mm-hmm. I'd rather be a sheep under the Lord than a wolf under anywhere else. Like, are you kidding me? But in life, around other men, I could be a sheep or a dragon. It don't make any difference, because the form is identity. It's not the point. It's who is leading me so that I can lead her with righteousness. Last night I was having a conversation. One thing that happens in strip clubs is women will suddenly talk bad about another woman for no reason. Right? This is common, and men don't know how to deal with that. right? Because it's wrong. And the person doing that about somebody else is testifying to their crimes against that person. So I was talking to this girl, and this girl walks up, and she looks at her, and she looks back, and I go, what? And she goes, I don't like her. I said, oh, okay, well, that's none of my business, whatever, right? Time goes forward, and now the girl's over there, like an hour later. And the same girl is like, do you want to know why I don't like that girl? And I was like, who? That one? That was the same one. She's like, yeah. She goes, her wig looks like George Washington. And I look, and I go, she looks like Marilyn Monroe. And she goes, it's like George Washington from the back. I said, oh, okay. Then she goes, but do you know what she did? And I said, so what happened? Right? By the way, that girl's about online. She might even be on right now. She wanted to come to this. And she says, well, and she starts by just saying some weird shit that I don't want to say. So I'm listening. And then the moment gets to where she calls this girl in the past to come over and have a drink with her. Now, what was missed by her is that she didn't know that girl, and she was already talking shit about her with a customer, making fun of her. Didn't like her already. As the girl walks by, she offers her a drink to get to know her. Then they get into this whole situation. So as she's telling me, I would just smile and I would say, but you didn't like her when you called her over, right? She was like, that's not the point, that's not the point. Okay, fine. But she got to the end of it. She sounded absurd to herself, right? She just sounded so dumb because she was hearing herself and I wasn't falling for it. Then I said to her, look, it's your own crime against her. You understand that? And I said to her, I'm going to tell you the right thing no matter what. Because she was complimenting being around me and stuff. I said, and then you do whatever you want to do. Because it doesn't affect me. I said to her, if that girl comes and talks to me, I'm going to talk to her. You know that, right? She goes, no, you're different, blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm just letting you know that nothing you said had anything to do with her for me. You were telling me about you, right? And she appreciated that a lot. And she told me, right? But I would only be able to do that if I knew the Father, I knew what was right, I knew what the commandments were, and I'm listening to some bullshit. Now, I can listen to it all day because I watch horror movies, listen to everybody talk. That's my job. I'm not supposed to resist anything. Neither are you. Resistance means that you're afraid of it. The fuck am I resisting for? Who gives a shit? You understand?
Yes.
Great. It's great talking to you, man. Keep coming on. I'll keep talking. Okay? You're doing great. You're perfect the way you are, and the way you're doing it, whatever doing is, keep going. It's not going to be easy. It's got to get to a point, bro, where when you said you gave up, that it's got to be at a point where you realize you have absolutely no control over your life. She asked me at some point, after crying for 10 minutes in the strip club, she asked me at some point, she said, what was the hardest thing for you to overcome? I said, that's an easy answer. I go, it was the moment where I realized that this guy has absolutely no control, even over this interaction. Right? I said, you think you have some control, and you don't. You really don't. I said, if you had control, you wouldn't be here dancing right now, would you? If you had any control, you wouldn't be here. This is not something where you were like, I'm going to go right now on Sunday night in fucking Las Vegas, get naked, dance on fucking men, and make money. I said, you have been trying to control this shit for a long time, right? He's like, yeah. I said, when you know you have no control, then you can stop trying to control it and find out what the hell is actually happening for you. That makes sense to everybody. Good words, but the word tree is not a tree, the word ocean is not the ocean, and if I say galaxy, no matter how big I say it or how nice I write it, I could even write it across the entire planet. We take planet Earth and we light it up and it says galaxy. A galaxy is not that, right? So when I say you're going to have to go through it, you have to go through hell. You have to repent. These words are exact meanings. You have to rebuke the devil and the demons. This is what he says. Everybody thinks it's a fairy tale, right? But they're actually living a fairy tale themselves. And they can just read it for what it actually says. What if those words meant what they said? Like, if you just define each term, and said, he means that. If he meant that, what would that mean right now? Would it make sense? Yeah, it does, every time. And then, if he tells me this, and then he says this, and he was exact about it, if he says, when someone forces you to walk 1 mile, walk 2 with him. When he says that, and it sounds great, and everybody can agree, do you do that? All the time? Sometimes, when it's healthy for you, when it's convenient for you, then you missed what he said. Clearly, when someone forces you to walk, walk 2 miles instead of 1 mile. Now, it's beautiful poetry because it's pure light, and it feels good to hear it because it's pure light, and that is like saying that painting you did of the ocean is so beautiful, but the ocean is so much, you can't compare the painting of Picasso of the ocean. Go throw that painting in the ocean, and let's see what is the ocean. Either the ocean is going to go into the painting, or the painting is going to look like a tiny scrap of paper, so small you can wipe your ass with it. And that was Picasso's 10 billion trillion fucking bought Earth planet painting with it. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Okay? And so if this book meant what it said, right, then you would understand that people are looking at the painting of the ocean in their whole lives, which is their images of these things, and not the actual reality of demons, hell, God, love, peace, kingdom of heaven, Holy Spirit, sin, suffering. These are experiences, the deepest core experience of living he's talking about. And people are just now talking about, well, Jesus suffered first. You can't talk like that. The fuck you talking about? Right? We're watching Sean Alexander the fucking Wimpy yesterday, right? A couple days ago. Alexander the Wimpy, the making of a bitch. Something like that on TV. And the scholars talking about Alexander, the warrior that went across Asia and conquered, is a woman, like a news reporter. Alexander was a general that, and when he liked, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck's this guy? We don't even know you. You can't even use the word general. The word general is spoken by a man who served under a general. It's not for you. There are certain words that are not used by you. Right? Everybody's talking, nobody's saying anything. Everybody's listening, but they don't hear anything. It's a world of shadows and lies. And one man with a few words will sit every day, and after he speaks from that book, about that book, testifies to it, everyone listening gets better. Why is it so difficult to make people better when this is so easy? Why is it so difficult for you guys to overcome your shit when I've already overcome?
I got a great passage.
You got a great passage from Gio. Go ahead.
This passage, in Romans 2:4, the Bible, these words come from a man that knows God. These words are like exact, underlined. I'm gonna read it, and then the words that for me that I don't understand, I'm gonna give the definition that I found. So it says, "This is for you. So whenever you're feeling like shit, dark and miserable, and ask yourself, do you show contempt, worthlessness for the riches of His kindness and forbearance? Forbearance is like debt.
What is it?
Forbearance.
It means what?
Debt.
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 So debt. So read it again slowly.
Okay.
I want to get it.
All right.
Go again.
Do you show contempt?
So what's contempt?
Contempt is worthlessness, like regret. Like you consider yourself low. You're a low consideration.
Well, listen. What's the definition of contempt?
Contempt means the feeling that a person or thing is beneath consideration, worthless, or deserving scorn.
Worthless. You're worthless. You're no good. Right? So that's what he's saying. Do you show contempt? Huh?
Do you show contempt for the riches of his kindness.
For the riches of his kindness. Talk about God.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Forbearance. I'm looking at the definition of forbearance. It said forbearance is refraining from enforcing something such as debt, right, or obligation.
So, when someone forbears you, they say you don't have to pay me that debt. He says, do you show contempt for the riches that he gives you and the forbearance that he gives you? Like, that he forgives you for all this dumb shit, the debt that you owe him.
And patience.
And patience.
Not realizing that God's kindness is intended to lead you into repentance.
And what's repentance?
Repentance, I'm going to give you the exact definition. Repentance is the action or sincere regret or remorse.
Sincere regret. Regret. I regret leaving the stove on because the baby burned in the house and I killed my child. I have true regret. If I could go back, I would give my right hand to not do that again. I have regret. My baby burned in the house because I went unconscious because I got a text from a girl that was showing me her titties. I left it on. I went outside. I turned around. My baby was dead. I live in regret. That's regret. It's not, I should have bet on Mayweather. I fucking regret not doing. That is not biblical. This is talking about good and evil and God. So we have to put it in the right stadium that it is. A regret of that magnitude is the gun was loaded and I was trying to show off and I told her, just take it. And then she shot my little brother in front of my mom. I regret ever having that gun and giving it to her. That's a regret. Okay, now go back a sentence and let's get what regret is here.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to start again, just from the beginning.
Yes.
Do you show contempt for the riches of his kindness, forbearance, and patience, not realizing that God's kindness is intended to lead you into repentance?
Yeah, so you got to repent. And people go, you hear guys, you know, even these guys are the most advanced in what we're doing here, okay? They're in it 24 hours a day, bro. If you're around this guy, you're in it 24 hours a day. I mean that on every level, okay? And so, repenting, you're going to repent many times until you repent. And that's what I was telling you guys yesterday. You just give up evil. That's it. Don't repent that action. That action came from the evil in your heart. Repent. The devil just done. I regret making one fucking decision in this fucking life that took me towards one fucking thing. Okay? I got that thing and I paid for my soul, but with my soul. So I lived the rest of my life in hell. In fire of what? Anger and hatred and jealousy and envy. I couldn't even be in places and listen to songs and be around people. Everything had to be then protected that I earned. The more I earned, the more I had to protect. The more money we come across, the more problems we see. They sing that. It's like, she says, it's like the more money we come across, the more problems we see. Their problems magnified. P. Diddy only had to worry about fucking one gay guy in the studio when he was just some faggot. Now he's got to deal with fucking all those fucking guys in the butthole and the kids and all that. Right? He got more money, more problems, buddy. Right? Money amplifies what's already there. That's the action of money. It's the same action as a woman. She amplifies what's here. Yes, she does. She amplifies what's in you. So when you're righteous and she's righteous, you want to see a king and a queen walk, watch me and a girl walk. Anywhere. I don't care, she can wear a bag. It doesn't matter. That's a king and a queen, that's motherfucking royalty. There's God's son walking with a girl. Everybody look. They're fucking glowing. They're untouchable. They're free. He's fearless. He's just. He's righteous. He's not going to make one move to impress her to put them in danger at all. Not one motion will be made like that. He will not be anywhere in an environment that could harm him. And if he is, then watch everything miss him and go around him. Because that's how you know you have God. Because if you have God, you should walk like that. You should walk in knowing that you're about to have the greatest experience of your life. Because you are. It hasn't failed yet. Just like Jesus did. I challenge all the prophets and anybody else to come out with me in hell tonight. Or live with me today at any moment that you can. That's not too private with a girlfriend. Come. I went on a date last night. I had someone to come with me. So they could see and witness what that's like. And then you know what they said at the end of the night? He said, why don't you say what you said? Yeah. Without emotion. He was there. What did you say? He kept telling me at the end of the night, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Tell him that.
Yeah.
Tell him that.
Yeah.
He's gonna talk about this later for free. For 30 minutes, he's gonna talk about what it was like to go out with me. That's only for men, by the way. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, something dropped, like, and you know, it was instant. Like right when we, I can tell you the moment. Hold on. It was right when we got out of the car.
At the end?
We got out of the car. We went inside for a second with both of the girls.
Yeah.
Then we walked back out. Your girl got in an Uber. My girl got in a car. They both left, and that's when it was right around there.
So what happened? Tell him what happened with you. If you can. There's no words, but this is what you're seeking, is what I'm showing you. And all that happened is for the first time he went on a proper date. And you have so much falsehood. Bro, if you went on a date right now, or any of these guys, it would literally be hell for you and her. Like literally, bro. It would be the most uncomfortable thing in the world.
It's fire.
Okay? Even Jesus down there says 3 fires. Okay. All right, go ahead, Sultan.
Yeah, it's interesting because right after it happened, then I caught the little demon that was trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah.
It kept trying to figure it out the rest of the night. But what was it though? Like what dropped? Like okay, so you got to figure it out because if you don't figure out what it was, then maybe it didn't really happen. Like so maybe if you figure it out, then that's what it was saying, right? All over and over and over again. But it was really quiet. It was like a little mouse. So right before that, what dropped? I don't know what dropped.
But that's the thing.
I don't know.
See, you're not supposed to know.
Yeah.
That's how God works. If you know it's magic, or show me the trick so everyone can do it.
Yeah, and what it was, not what dropped, but what happened before it dropped. It dropped. It.
And then how do you feel now? That's what's your condition as a man now? Different. How would you describe that to him? He's a man also suffering from the same thing.
Yeah, like a feather.
Bad. Like a feather. That's so gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, describe what a feather
yeah.
is, sissy. Hey, by the way, when you could joke with a man like that publicly, and he laughs like that, then you know something about all people involved. You see what I said to him? Fag, sissy, feather, and he's laughing with me. Because we both know exactly what is being said.
Yeah.
And if he had taken one offense to that, tonight he would have paid for it in class, in the advanced class. For sure. For sure. It always shows up. Okay, so go back to
Yeah, it's seeing the truth, the whole date.
It was a date. It was their date.
Yeah, it was
Remember,
their. Yeah.
He's going to tell you later. Oh, that's going to be from the ministers.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Is there any water?
Yeah.
It was just seeing the truth in a date, because you know you have all these ideas of what a date is and what it should be, and you know
What did it do for you? What did it do for you?
Yeah.
Get to it.
Man, it just released the pressure of.
There you go.
It released the pressure of having to do a certain thing on a date, or like trying to be a certain way, or I have to make sure like, okay, do I do that, or okay, do I hold the door? But if I hold the door, then maybe I look beta. But if I open the door, then I'm alpha, right? Because that's what they said in movies. Like
Welcome to hell.
remember in the mafia movies where like the guy would walk around and he would open the door for the woman, so like that means he's alpha, right? Because he's got a gun and he also is wearing a suit. So make sure you wear a suit, because if you don't wear a suit, you're
Okay.
beta.
Okay. Now tell him, if AZD had a camera on him the whole time, how fucking cool was that guy? Right?
Yeah.
That's a true definition of an alpha.
Yeah.
You have to be alpha and the omega. Right? You have to be the omega to the father, he leads you, and alpha to the environment, of course, because you lead the environment. And that's it. Right? But the alpha, where is he getting his information from? What is he using? Who's leading him? Is it the book, the 48 Laws of Power? Because that's read and applied by people that are causing a lot of war in the world. Is it the art of seduction? Well, I was the master of it. I can tell you, nobody could do it. I was the only one that actually applied the fucking book, bro. On earth in present time, nobody could do it. I knew the book as good as I know this book. I just knew, like, that guy knows nothing about it, right? So, that's what you're seeking. You're already on the path, okay? And so, what Manu would tell me, it would be the words I would use right now, keep going in that direction that you're going. You're in the right direction.
Okay.
Just don't go anywhere else. It's a straight and narrow path, and you're on it, and as soon as you can come around, or to find out, do you know when you're going to go live and talk about it? I want you to go 30 minutes in my Twitch lesson.
Yeah. Well, I remember you mentioned you want to do it during class, so now you don't want to do it during class.
I said during class?
Yes.
I didn't recall that, but that's fine.
Okay.
Outside
That's
class.
why I remember you saying that.
If you have the time before I end, tell them. All these men should hear what it's like to go on a date.
Okay.
Yeah?
I wonder-
And then he's going to do a private one with the ministers. You guys got to get that, because I want everybody ministering here. But there's levels to this thing. Like, this is a real thing we're doing here, okay? You don't even know what it's like here in the advanced classes, okay? It's awesome. all right, bro. It's nice talking to you, man. Amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, also watch Jesse Peterson on YouTube if you haven't done it. Today.
It's the Forgive Your Mother, right?
Yes. Did you already see that or no?
I have it
Hurry up.
backlogged.
Don't backlog that. That's the next thing. And then after that, if you like what you see, if you ever want to watch anything on YouTube that's aligned 100% with what we do, Jesse Peterson. No other man is aligned on YouTube with this, just so you know. Okay? No other man on any book, anywhere, talking on TV, except Jesse. He is 100% aligned with this. Because he has the light, it's obvious.
I have some questions or comments, but I don't want to talk out of my ass. One thing that you said before that maybe I would appreciate if you would talk about. You said that when people would see you and a girl walk around, you talked about all those qualities, like righteous, believing in himself, and you said something that
He doesn't believe.
man
He doesn't
wouldn't-
believe in himself. He doesn't have a self. He knows
Oh,
God. Everything goes back to
believes
that
in
same
the
answer.
God in him.
He just
Okay.
knows God. He knows he's guided by God because he doesn't have agendas and plans. He's looking at the environment, and the environment tells you where to go. You know where to go or not
And
to
you
go. Pay
s-
attention.
You said that he wouldn't put himself and the woman in jeopardy because he would want to make himself wanted in her eyes or something.
The tendency to show off to a woman when you're around her and you like her a lot on a date is like 100% actually. And
That's what
and
fucked up my relationship last time.
every
So
man's relationship. There's only a woman shows off, and when you stop doing that, she keeps showing off the whole time. She can't stop showing off, and then you see what a girl you were. The moment you become a man, you'll see what the woman
you
acts
see how
like.
woman you are.
And when you see that she texts the way you would have texted, and she wants sex the way you wanted sex, and she wanted, my God, dude, that's it. It's over at that point. Realize. You have realized, and it's you doing like, I don't want to be that. And then you never get
And then
fooled
you
by a
let
rapper
go.
or a celebrity. They're all girls. Let's move on to the next person. Will come back if we need to, okay? Because thank you, bro. That was amazing. Amazing. I don't want to use that word, but it comes out, and then when I say it, the devil says, "Don't use Jesse's word." It's not okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, but that's what comes out. It's truly amazing. You know, I try to force the word incredible out. That's incredible. Because my favorite show growing up was called That's Incredible, and I love the way it was written. That's incredible. That fits too, but you know, I just want you to know I have a little struggle inside saying that word. I feel like I'm copying him. You know, that's just stupid. Okay, all right. Who's next?
Bruno.
Bruno. Do you know who Bruno Giordano is?
No, I don't.
Can you look that up?
Who is?
Let's see. It's like your name. It's Bruno and then Giordano or something.
Is that a soccer player?
What?
Soccer player?
No.
Oh.
He plays soccer with the planets.
Giordano.
Giordano?
Is it a black and white picture? Is it old?
Yeah. Is it Bruno Giordano?
Yeah, Giordano Bruno.
Okay, what does it say about him? Listen.
Giordano Bruno, let's see. Born in Filipino. He is known for his cosmological theories, which conceptually extended to include the novel Copernican model. Copernican model.
Uh-huh.
He proposed that the stars were distant suns surrounded by their own planets, exoplanets, and he raised the possibility that these planets might foster life of their own, a cosmological position as a cosmic pluralism. He also insisted that the universe is infinite and could have no center.
Okay, do you know what happened to him?
What happens to him?
What's his fate? This guy got the light, and he started expounding all the truth about the universe, right? What happened? What's his fate? What happened?
I got the year he died. Does it say how he died?
Does it say how he died? Does it say what the church did to him? All right, well, we can look it up. Anyways, you kind of look like him, by the way. What's up, Bruno?
Good and you?
What?
Good and you?
All good and you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. I was thinking about the other day when we speak, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you don't know me, but you say the right words about me.
Right. The Father knows you because He knows His sons. When I speak for the Father, as you just testified right now, and I'll keep saying that and showing you that until it's real to people, right? And you have the same light because we know each other really well because we come from the same Father. If you and I were actual brothers from the same house, from the same Father, same DNA, we know each other quite well. Especially if we were both obedient to the same guy. Then I would know your heart and your mind. That's why a man of light can have friends. For real.
Finally, he died.
Oh, let's find out how Bruno died. Where he died?
Giordano Bruno. He was burned alive at the stake.
Whoa! Burned alive at the stake. For what? What was his fucking crime?
Doesn't say.
Alright, well, I can tell you that's not of Christ. The last thing Christ would do is put somebody and burn them alive because they went against the church. Does that sound like the New Testament Jesus Christ to you? That's the church when you go to it. Their history is murder. They're run by Satan. They burned this guy. You know what his crime was? He had a revelation and he wrote a book that the universe is infinite, that there's life on other planets, that we're not the only one, that there's a creator, that this thing is perfect, all that. They burned him alive. You know, burning alive is you're alive and you're being burnt alive. Those are not just words. And then people watched it. And then they went back home. They went back home. They deserve the hell they're in.
I know the pain of being burned.
Yes, I bet you do, Bruno.
I know I burned myself when I was 8.
I bet you do, Bruno Giovanni. Gio is the one telling you the story of you guys. Okay, so what's going on, man?
No, I keep thinking about what you say, you know, that I'm not afraid of being punished. I'm just afraid of deception. And it's kind of true that...
Same thing Bruno Giordano was afraid of. He wasn't afraid of being punished. He took that. He didn't cry about it, by the way. He didn't cry about it. Just so you know, exact words were said by another Bruno. He just didn't want to have lies. He wasn't going to live with it. So when they told him, like Socrates, shut up, he chose to be burned.
Yeah, I'm burned too. I have a big tattoo on my chest.
Of what?
I have burned. Because when I was 8, I set fire on my t-shirt with a candle, and I have like all of these completely burned. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Bruno. Well, welcome back, Bruno.
Yeah.
This is the real day. This is the real teachings of Christ, Bruno. You were right. How's that?
Yeah.
So now let vengeance be his. Come join these guys, these angels, and let's go and do battle properly with darkness. Not like hurting people, going, you know, no. By us destroying that evil in us, we go out, and wherever we go, things go right. They really do, and you would know that, because you are Bruno, who was set on fire, and you're here right now, and you're afraid of nothing besides the lies. It could all be just a coincidence or perfect synchronicity. I don't know which one you want to live in. Okay? Now, how many coincidences before it's no longer a coincidence? Like, is it 10 coincidences or 20? Can someone online figure out the number of coincidences that are going to happen when you're around this man that are perfect until you go, this is no longer a coincidence? There's no number for
No, it started to being too much coincidence, you know? Like,
He looks like.
first time that I saw a video from you, I was like, God, what I am missing, and I saw your first video.
Wow.
You know, and today, yes, and today you were speaking about something that is missing me too, about the girl. Like the girl amplifies what you are, and that is it's pretty sure because I have been changing with my girl, and with the time it changed too. So
Wow. You know, also, you could see everything. The syntax has to be perfect, which means in every world, it should fit. And I'm going to show you that in this world, you give her a semen, one, she amplifies it to a baby. You see how that goes? You buy her groceries, you say, here's the money for go get some salad, whatever the fuck you get. It comes back with a mule. She amplifies it. You buy the house, you say, this is the house, I'm going to work. You come back, it's warm and smelling nice and clean. She literally amplifies everything. Now, if you're doing coke by yourself, which I don't do coke, but I've seen enough of it.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're doing coke by yourself, now if you have a woman next to you, the consequences of this coke are about to be amplified. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Whatever was about to happen with you is about to be amplified with her if she's your girl. Right? If whatever you were going to do next, it's going to happen at a much greater volume because of her. Right? She adds volume. Right? She adds volume. When she shows up, music goes up. When men show up, music goes down. Isn't that what we observe?
Yeah.
We show up into a limo, we know that the male bodies before us were women. Because they're playing woman music at so loud that there must be no intelligence in that car. At all. When we get in, we say, turn off the music, please. And it's either silent or we're talking about this. Isn't that amazing? When men show up, music goes down. When women show up, music goes up. No one wants to hear those bitches anyways. We want to see their bodies bouncing anyways. Want to see them jumping up and being happy anyways. I don't want to see a man jumping up and down being happy. I don't want to see a man being loud. I don't want to see a man being out of control. You get what I'm saying? So she does literally amplify everything. If you're nervous and she shows up because you're about to give a speech, you get double nervous. Right? Fuck. If you're feeling good and you're winning and she shows up, she got to see it too. Now it's like a new breath. Well, it must be true because God created Adam, then was like, you know what? Here's Eve for you. I made her for you. It makes sense that she would amplify whatever Adam would do. So what if Adam turned into a bitch? Well, still Eve, still came from you. There you go. Now that you listen to her, keep listening to her. And see what happens to you. Dang, Bruno.
You didn't know your father also? Your father, like father from heart, not the father.
Did I kill him?
That's what it sounded like.
Did I kill my father?
No, if you know.
Yeah, my father's 82, and he visited here and met everybody. He was here for 2 days. He talked to everybody. He's a really For an earthly man, he's a great father. The best we've seen. Everybody can testify that was one of the best fathers, if not the best father they've spoken to. And I can testify his son for sure, right? However, he has all the same curses, right? But look, none of this happens by accident. This man was supposed to come from that man and that woman. So he actually had the perfect mother and the perfect father to sit here. See that? It's true. But he is no longer my father. And he knows that too. Our conversation is no longer father-son. It is when he said to me the other day, it would be a good idea for you to look at this accounting. And I realized he's trying to be dad, right? Bro, the last thing I want in my life is accounting, just so you know. It's like, that's the last thing I would ever even put 1 ounce of thought on. But I know that he's talking to me as earthly father to son, trying to still lead his son. So I said, that's great advice, Dad, thank you. You know what I mean? But he's not going to advise me on anything anymore. But he is taking advice from me every day. Not every day, but whenever we speak, he gets advice from me, right? And then he texted today, he's coming again. He just texted today, he said, look, this was this morning when I was walking here. He said, I'm planning to come and visit you on June 4th. And I'm going to forget about it until June 4th. Oh, my dad's coming, oh, that's coming. Because that's how you're supposed to be. Right? Okay, so June 4th, my dad is coming, everybody. What the fuck? June 4th, what is that? I don't even know what 5 hours from now is. I don't know. It's all illusion. We're in present time.
Yeah.
We're right here.
Sometimes my family critiques me, because I'm a little bit like that. I forget the dates.
But you don't forget important dates. Dates are stupid.
I don't like to planning a lot.
Dates are stupid, because what do you have to remember? A birthday, a wedding, anniversary, what the fuck do I need to remember all your shit for? I remember my shit all the time. My dates are in perfect order. If I fuck up, I miss something in my day, you don't gotta worry about it. You want me to remember your dates. That's why you're getting fucking pissed off, because Christmas is coming and I don't fucking care. And you're reminding me about, Christmas is coming. And what? The family's gonna be here. And then what, your uncle hasn't seen you in a while. Oh, that's great. Your cousin had a kid? Awesome. What else is going on? Merry Christmas. Yeah, so are you working that week? Yeah, I'm doing the same thing I always do. Well, we're gonna have a party. Motherfucker, get to the point! Christmas is coming. The people that don't care for you and hate you and are jealous of you are gonna show up because they've never contacted you until this moment. They're gonna come and show off and try to show you they're doing great. They're gonna be miserable. Can you stop your beautiful activity that you love doing to come over here and be as fake as them so that they don't say, where's your son? Why isn't he here?
Exactly.
We all know this story. Okay? I don't know why we put up with it. I never did as a Rosh Bazaar, just so you know. But again, that's why the light comes through this man to speak about this. I never did. I never showed up those fucking things. I got in a fight with every time. Well, if I'm not coming. And then one time I finally fucking showed up. After like 10 years. Hey, if I call my mom right now, she would testify. But I wouldn't do that for her right now. After 10 years of not showing up at my cousin's house, I decided to show up. I show up. Coincidentally, no, that was like 5 years I hadn't seen him. Then I did another 10 years with him. It was about 5 years. Coincidentally, or synchronistically, I had just opened my first martial arts academy. And I couldn't pay the rent, and I had like 4 students. And everybody knew about it, because when I opened a fucking business, the whole family knew about it. So they knew, they were watching. I dropped out of school. You're not supposed to do that so many years ago. It's like 26 years ago. So I'm like this outcast who's getting tattoos, not showing up to parties, saying, fuck all your birthdays. I'm just doing what I do. Right? But angry and fucked up at the same time. So then I'm going to show up. I want to show up. I want to see my cousins. All right? I show up. I'm sitting down, and my father is, my father was here, right? My father was here. My cousin, right, who grew up with me, who lives down the street from my martial arts academy, got this? They drive past it every day. I see their car, they're home sometimes. Their kid walks in with a martial arts uniform, with a white belt on, in the party. And I look at him, And I'm like, well, I didn't know you did karate. And then it dawns on me. And now they're talking about, oh, you karate class, he's doing this, walking right through. Their family just opened a martial arts academy and it's broke, right? And it's way better, technically, than anybody that could go at that time. I'm top of the world at that time in my martial arts. This kid walks in front of me. I look at him, I look at my dad. I said, Dad, do you know they drive past IMC every day? My dad, because it was his niece, he goes, like that. And I just looked at him. I said, do you believe this, Dad? I said, do you know that they haven't walked into the academy to look at it yet? I said, now, I go, this is what you want me to come here for? Literally. And he was like, yeah, but you know what? I'm glad you came. And that's what we said. But he got it at that moment, right? And I say that because we all go through it. Because the moment you compromise, you'll see why you weren't there in the first place. The rest of the night was spent maybe asked about multiple girlfriends, how I plan to make money if my business fails, what my old instructor thinks about me betraying him, how come I don't come to parties enough. I'm getting grilled with the family, then they're all super interested. They all make a fucking circle like this, and I'm being grilled, right? And now looking back, it's such a great memory. You know what I mean? It's so great because your entire life will make sense to you suddenly. And when I was asked last night about what's probably the greatest feeling I have, is I said, every single moment of every single memory, good or bad, that I can ever recall doesn't come to me as a memory. It comes as a revelation of, oh my God, God was there. And he was right there at this moment in this instant. And then everything makes sense. And so I can sit here and just freely communicate. I don't have to watch my tongue at all. At all. Right? This is your birthright. This is who you actually are. And the struggle is against anything that's preventing the tree from just being a fucking tree, or the eagle from being an eagle. An eagle taught how to flap its wings. Because hummingbirds are the fastest flappers in the sky. And if you're the king of the sky, that hummingbird's kicking your ass. Now imagine you and I go and a bald eagle or a golden eagle is doing this really fast. It's seizuring. It's going crazy. You don't teach an eagle how to be an eagle or a hummingbird how to be an eagle. You know what I mean? So you and I, we're being taught how to be men by women, even if they're in men bodies. We go to school. Come on. How about you shut the fuck up? And I'm just going to follow this commander for a minute with his commandments, and let's just see what happens. But in order to talk to this man, you have to be a warrior. And a warrior goes to give his life for a righteous cause. That's a real warrior, a righteous man. But when he says bye to his family, they know he knows that they're not in his mind after this. That if they were going to be on his mind, he would have never married her and had a child. That's just the way he is. He doesn't think about her. He doesn't go and the next warrior says, dude, my son, when he said bye to me, his eyes were watery. He's like, bitch, get behind me. Don't stand next to me right now. You need to be protected just like the girl. That's a warrior. And the approach to this has been from a warrior perspective of this man. And so I speak to warriors. Because the men that take the light from this man, you'll see they have in their soul to go out and minister it, which is a warrior of light. So that's 100% you. Because I haven't spoken one word that measured inside of you as anything besides yes, 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 all the way. So a salesman would say, I just build a perfect yes ladder. They say in sales, you want to get 3 yeses before you pitch, right? That's a trillion yeses right there. With no pitch. But with an understanding we all have of what doesn't need to be even said. What do you think about all that, Bruno?
I think that I don't know what to say actually. It's like hell yeah, you know, it's nothing to say.
Yeah.
So
Brother, since
my-
last time to this time, you're much more masculine, just so you know.
yeah, yes, I feel it. I feel it. You know, before starting to speak with you, I was like, I don't know. I do not want to fight. I don't know. And now I start to feeling, you know, again, that feeling when I was younger. Okay,
Yes.
another day. What I'm going to do it today?
Yes.
What the fuck? It's done. It's rainy. I don't give a fuck. Let's go.
Yes, that's the only
I'm
children.
starting
He
to
says
feel it.
children get into the kingdom. That's exactly that.
I'm starting to feeling. For years I do not feel this, you know. So
Oh,
it's
man.
kind of amazing. I don't have words, and I don't speak a lot English because I don't speak English since my 18th. I'm with 26, so I'm like a little bit.
Yeah.
I have some difficulties to speak sometimes, but it's kind of what I'm just saying to you.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I'm starting to feeling again.
Yeah, but it's perfect
That's-
because you're communicating. Don't worry about the words and the accent. You're getting everything across perfectly. Other men who come online who have perfect English fucking vocabulary speak, and we don't know what the fuck did that guy just say. You'll see them. You haven't missed one word here. Everything lands. So that's actual communication. Is the message, not the words or sounds. You said something, you know, that you're getting your childlike feeling back. You haven't felt this for years. That you're more masculine, right? And that's you see, that's why I can sit here and testify so greatly, because my soul is free because of that. Everything I told you, 100% of that certainty for me who spoke it comes from this, bro. And that's beautiful, because if it wasn't this, then you're gonna have to keep talking to this fucking guy and take his word. And if he goes wrong, then he goes wrong. But once you get it, then this now becomes your book. Because then you read the words and it's already in your heart. And then it doesn't matter how many theologians, whatever the fuck the word is, or however ministers sit in front of you, they can tell you when Jesus said that, and you're like, whatever, bro. Whatever. Great. Okay? You don't go to school to learn about God. Fucking idiot.
No.
Right? That's the one place you will find God.
First time we speak, there was that two guys that came like two lawyers to speak about God.
Oh, you were here? You were here with the black guys?
Yeah,
The black and
first
fat guy?
day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. One was a black racist, literally,
Yeah.
admitting, and the other was a fat pig salesman. So we had a black racist and a fat piggy salesman talking about God. And what it sounded like was a racist, hateful man, and someone who's going to try to use that to get some more food for his belly or something. Right? And they both looked exactly as they were. One looked like a racist.
Yeah, that's true.
Zay's black. You don't look racist at all.
Oh.
Zay's invisible. Zay, do you know that girl was looking for you the whole night?
Yeah.
Did she tell you?
Yeah.
Dude, I always make this joke that Zay's I can't see Zay a lot of times, right? So in the club, where I look and Zay is there, I have to like adjust my eyes. I'm thinking, hey, bro, I'm not even fucking with you. It happens all the time. It's so cool, right? And so it's known amongst us that beforehand, I say this dude's invisible, right? So last night, he has this girl that just lusts the shit out of him, right? She comes up to me and she's like all distressed out. She's holding my arm like, where is the guy I like? She goes. And I'm like, I'm thinking it's him, and I know he was just in the car with me, and I know where he normally sits. I'm like, he's here. I go, which one though? She goes, you know, the black guy that has corn in there and he puts his thing, looks cool. I go, Zay. She goes, yeah. I say, he's here. She goes, he's not here. I go, he's here. Look. Now her and I are looking for Zay. And I'm like, son of a bitch, that guy's invisible. I tell her, right? I don't even change the wording. I say, I swear to God, that guy's invisible, but he's here. I know he's here, but he's invisible, because it's true. So then I'm like, where's Zay? And I can't find him. So I tell her, I go, he's invisible, but he's here. I know. Find him. And then she found you. What'd she say to you? Was she like, where were you?
Yeah, exactly.
Where were you? Where were you?
Well, I went to the bathroom and I came back, sit down.
All right. Well, that happened to be the moment where this had to be said about you. You were invisible. Bruno, hurry up, man. Come to Vegas.
Yes, I would love it. And if you come to Europe, I mean,
I will for
my
sure.
house is open.
Yeah, of course. But I can't say I won't come. It doesn't seem like I will, but fucking who knows? Sure. Thank you. Okay. All right, Bruno. Talk soon again.
Okay.
Hey, make sure
Yes.
it would be great if you could get on Sultan's little live tonight or whatever it is. Like you really appreciate it. You would, man. You hearing that? I mean, really? It depends how he delivers it, and that's why it's important. I could sit here and talk about it tonight too, and it would be great, right? But it's time for everyone to minister.
I don't watch the time live because it's like 2 for me, 2 a.m. and I start working at 5.
Okay, so then talk to him. Where's Sultan? He's very friendly. But you know what I know? He who sits behind this camera is not visible to me. That's why I always tell him move. But they're no. They're normally hiding. You're not hiding. When people come in this room, the person that sits there is hiding from me all the time. All the time. But he's not hiding. Can you not fail like Gio did? And make sure that you get him the recording of what you said today.
Yes, Bruno. I'm gonna post my. You have Instagram, Bruno?
Yeah, I am.
Like the
Hold on.
failure that Gio
One sec.
Listening to the devil.
You said you do have Instagram, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, look. All right, cool. I'm gonna post my Instagram right here. Just message me on here.
Alright, that's everybody that's Sultan's Instagram if you
There
want
you
to
go.
get a hold of him. Okay, nice. Bruno, what a pleasure talking to you, man. I admire you. To me, I see Bruno Giordano or whatever his name is. Okay? And I can testify to it because of the moment you came on, what I said. Gio read it, that's the name. You have a burn on your chest. You're afraid of the same things, and you're talking to me. And I recognize how strong you are. So, if any of that rings true for you, I have been living in that world of what I used to call imagination my whole life, and these people will tell you. But now I know it wasn't imagination. I've been with the Father my whole life, and I've been getting correct visions of everybody. Okay? If I said to that man right now, whatever his accomplishments in life were, he's a 27-year-old lawyer. I described him well, lives in blah, blah, blah. He would listen like that. But if I said to him, do you know Gio so-and-so? He was burned at the stake. This is what he said. This is what they did to him. He would feel more like I'm describing him, and you all know that.
Yeah.
That's the test of this site when you have it. Speak it as you see it, and let the testament be the person. And you. And don't worry about anybody else, because he says, let those who have the ears hear it. I speak for those who have the ears to hear it. And fuck everybody else. Be the best, fuck the rest. Alright, the best is God. Alright, moving on. 11:23 clock time. Moving forward.
Okay, we have Zeke. And after Zeke would be Glaister.
I have to do a text real quick, okay?
Okay.
Not Zaid. Ezekiel.
Okay,
Oh, Ezekiel.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, hey, how you doing, man? Is it Cuban? Is that a Cuban flag? Or is that Puerto Rico? Is that Puerto Rico? It's Puerto Rico. I always get those two confused.
Zeke, do you have a camera?
It's optional for you, bro. If you just want to talk.
Okay, then Glaister.
Okay, next. How fun is this, bro? It's the most fun ever.
It's everything.
Yeah, until tonight it'll be even more fun. Right? Doing this with naked women jumping on you is more fun. For any man. And he'd be lying if he said otherwise. It's just more fun. It's not more rewarding, it's just more fun. You get it? And you start understanding what fun is. You're supposed to have fun, bro. You're supposed to have fun. That man's not having fun. That picture is not fun. Are you okay? Wait, what's going on, man? The profile picture. You chose that. Did you choose that because you thought that was what? How did you come to that profile picture? It looks like you're not okay at all. Maybe you're not. I mean, that's great. That's actually true. But I'm just wondering why you chose that. You don't have to tell us. What's happening? It's irrelevant. It's not irrelevant, but if we go there, it's I couldn't hear it. What? Oh man, we're getting choppy. You're choppy. We can't understand you. I do want to talk to you for sure, though. I do want to talk to you for sure, though.
Oh, what? Anybody else raise your hand if you want to speak?
Hey, people think I must have really bad breath. He even has he wants to have really breath. Yeah.
Is it better now?
There you are. How's it going, man? What's going on?
Right, so I got some relationship problems here.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me about it.
Right, so I've had a girlfriend now for a few months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And recently she's been trying to get into cooking. So like she wants me to watch her. She has sex with other men. And I don't want to lose her, but I don't really know what to do.
Oh, you know what to do for sure. If that was your son, what would you tell him? And he came to you. You know exactly what you tell your son. What would you tell your son to do? With that?
Well, she says that we're not allowed kids because I've got beta genes.
Because what?
Beta genes.
My genetics are like beta male.
Yeah, okay, well you are a beta male right now, but that's not a problem. Because you're on the wrong path, okay? But the thing I'm asking you is, you said, what should I tell her? I don't know the right thing. Whatever you said, I said, you know what the right thing is, because here's the question I'm asking you. If you had a son, whether you were beta or alpha or sigma or purple, don't matter. If you had a son and you loved your son, and you didn't want him to suffer, and he came to you and said, hey, there's this girl I really love, and I'll give her everything, and I want her to be happy, and she is suggesting that she wants me to watch her have sex with other men. Dad, it's kind of painful, seems kind of evil, I don't know what the fuck this is, what do you think I should do? Truthfully and honestly, if you had no emotion on it, what would you tell your son?
Well, obviously I wanted to like break it off, but like.
Would you want him to break it off? Like, would you sincerely look at your son and go, son, you need to leave this woman? Would you say that, like, from the heart? Or would you have a doubt about it?
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt, right?
No doubt, no. Yeah.
Okay, so, do you have an earthly father?
Not that I don't know him though.
I see. And did you ever know him?
No.
Okay. Did he leave your mother or did he pass away?
Left.
He left. And he left before you were born or after you were born?
Yeah. Too young for me to remember.
But you were already born?
Yeah.
Body-wise, born?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. Do you have any memory of him?
No.
Okay. Do you know he loves you?
Not that I know of, no.
No. Do you think he hates you?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Possibly.
Possible? Okay, that's incorrect. He loves you. I know that, but you don't know that yet. But let's go forward, okay? And do you have any other brothers or sisters?
No.
No. So you're only son. And were you raised with your mom the whole time?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Does your mom like your girlfriend? Have they met?
No, they've not met, no.
I see. Is your mother still in your life?
Every night again, but we live far apart.
I see. Does she text you every day or call you?
Not every day, but like once a week or so, yeah.
Once a week. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. So, if you had an earthly father, right, that didn't run away from your mother, right? And if you had one, and you went to him, and instead of asking me, right, and you presented it to him, he would have given the same answer that you gave your son, for sure, right? So a person who sits here and preaches this word is given a title called the Father. Did you know that? The preacher is the Father. Did you know that?
No.
Okay. Can you verify that? Why is the preacher called, or is a preacher called the Father? Let's see that, okay? Because there's a reason why you're calling, right? Because God loves you. You're here. That's all I'm doing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You'd be somewhere else in some other shit, right? So there's a plan here, right? So you don't know your Father loves you. I know He loves you. But outside of that, you asked me a question that you would have asked your father. I asked you what you would have said to your son. You gave a clear answer. I told you your earthly father would give you that answer. And the person sitting here, when he's doing this activity, he's known as the Father, as a title they give to ministers, okay, of the church. Father. Father, forgive me for I've sinned. You've heard that before in movies and stuff, right? They go do a confession. It's not their dad.
Yeah.
It's not God sitting down. It's a fucking man, and he's being called Father. He's a pervert, right? Did you finger yourself? Was it pleasurable? You sinner! You have a picture of it? You have OnlyFans? You gotta turn that off. What is the handle though? Anyways, what did you find it, Jim?
I found something interesting.
Interesting. Let's hear it.
Okay, let's see.
What is the title of a father in the church? What is that?
So it says here, the Father is acceptable for all three orders of clergy. Or no, not that one. Hold on. They see the term Father as a usurpation.
To usurp something is to overthrow something. Like you usurp an empire or a king. It's to overthrow it. They see it as that. As they see it as an overthrowing. I'm not saying they're right. Let's see what they say.
Might not be saying it right. It's, I look at the definition of the word.
Somebody else, maybe Fernando.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got.
Usurpation.
Someone's messaging me on Instagram. Hello, brother. Did I communicate properly in the message I sent? I haven't even heard the message. I don't know if there's something. They're in their head, right?
Yeah.
Like, they sent a message to AZD. God knows what they said. And they're sitting there wondering about it. That's crazy.
Nick Frawley was on for a minute.
Nick Frawley. Oh, okay.
Says
We
the
have to be ready to cut him off.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
The head of a monastery was an abbot.
The head of the monastery was an abbot. Speak so we hear you.
The head of a monastery was an abbot, meaning the father of the community.
Mike. The father of the community. Listen, bro. It's a title that is given to the preacher. They call him father. Okay? So now, you asked me for advice. You would give the advice to your son. Your earthly father would give the advice to you. And this father is giving you advice. You can take it or not. Okay? You need to walk away from her and wipe the dust off your feet. That's what Jesus did. And just turn around and have nothing to do with her. She's extremely evil. She's extremely evil, beyond perverted, and despicably dirty. Okay? And she's going to continue. If you like being a beta, then another definition for that is you can think of it as food. You're food for women. They'll feed off your soul, your money, and then they'll hurt you again and again and again. Okay? And maybe you could just do the right thing and just say, hey, I don't want this anymore. Okay? Or maybe you can't. Because you have so much tension in you, right? And anxiety and upset. So it doesn't just come from that decision at that moment. It's a lot of decisions all through your days, right? You personally know, you're an adult. As an adult, you've made decisions that were not right. You're about to make another one. You know it's not right because you would not have your son do it. Because you wouldn't want your son in that situation. And you're debating right now on whether or not you should or not.
Well, this is another question. Is it a bit too late? So, like, last night we got home and she brought this man named Paul back. And
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding the words. Slow down one second. Can you repeat to me what you said?
He said they got home late last night and she brought over a man named Paul.
But how did she bring him over? She called him over? He was already
She just
there?
brought.
You picked him
They
up?
came back together,
So wait,
and
you and her went out? Is that right?
yeah.
Where did Paul
Yeah,
enter?
yeah.
Where did Paul enter as you guys were out? At what point?
Well, she made me leave because I was annoying her.
She made you leave because you were annoying her, okay? How did she do that?
She told me to go home.
I see. Okay, so
and then-
are you her pet or dog or kid or what makes you think that you have a relationship with this woman as a man and a woman right now? Because she told you to go home.
I pay for everything she has, so like
Yeah,
we just
so
together
you're,
pay rent.
but that's you're being used. That doesn't mean she's your woman. What you're her bitch, really is what you are. But she's tricking you. So what makes you think that you have a relationship with this woman as a man or a woman? Because she's having sex with you? Is that all it is?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know.
You know, you can come to Vegas and I'll get you a prostitute. And she'll have sex with you. She'll be way finer than that. She'll even treat you better than that. So it can't be the sex because you said you buy her a bunch of stuff, you support her, so you're already paying her, literally, right? You can save that money. Come here, hang out with the boys. You're an adult. We'll go to a brothel an hour away. You take that money that you were spending all that shit on her, take a little bit of it, go get some real good sex for a beautiful woman, right? Then come back. We'll go out, eat, do what we gotta do, hang out, talk. Then when you want sex again, remember how much money you're spending on that woman and how you're dying? Well, you go get sex again. And in the meantime, you learn that you're not beta, you have bad spirits in you, bad thoughts. You have bad thoughts. You have weak thoughts. And you have emotions that you don't know what to do with. And you don't want them. That's what's hurting is the emotions and the thoughts. Because in reality, you have an evil bitch who's using you and destroying you. That's actually what is going on. That's like, we all see that.
Yep.
I think you could see that too. But you must be under some kind of a love spell, which is what I was telling you. But you gotta first wake up. Hey bro, listen, there's something really wrong. Okay? And you have to face that. Now, the beautiful part of it is, you're in a position, if you ever wanted to be alpha, you have, not because you're gonna do something, but because you're gonna realize that all those feelings and emotions are evil. They make you do weird things, evil acts. And then you dim, you become weaker inside. Then your voice shakes and you're afraid. Right? And then she gives you sex, but she's a whore. She tells you go home. So you go home, and what do you do when you get home? Last night, while she's out. What do you do when you go home?
Well, I just kind of waited for her, and then
While you're waiting, were you sitting like this? Were you watching TV? Were you masturbating? Were you showering? Were you singing? Well, what were you doing when you were waiting? How did you wait? What was your
I
physical
was just sat thinking.
So you sat down, and you started thinking, right? And how many hours later did she arrive?
About like 45 minutes.
So for 45 minutes you sat, and then you hear the car come up, right?
Yeah.
Do you get excited? She's home? Or do you get scared?
A bit like nervous, really.
Fear.
Yeah.
Whoa. Pay attention. Pay attention. Do you then think to yourself, I should be nice to her so that she's not angry or upset with me? Is that what goes through you as she's about to come in?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about like taking her out shopping today.
Let me take her shopping so she's not mad at me because I misbehaved and I was sent home. And she probably had a bad time. That's the thoughts and feelings, right?
Yeah.
What does it seem like as we're talking about it? Does it seem sane? What you're doing right there? Does it or not? Just be honest.
No, but I feel like I'm like
It's
deep in it, like a bit far down.
right, but you have to look at it. You have to see it. Because once you see it, then you know what to do. So now you're nervous and you want to spend more money on her. You're scared. When do you hear them talking outside before they walk in? Do you hear them talking?
No, they walked in and then I went and saw them both.
Hold on. So as before the door opened, did you think she was alone?
Yeah.
You didn't hear any other footsteps or sounds that made you think there was another person there?
No.
Okay, so now you're just dealing with that demon, really. She walks in, you go to greet her, and there's a guy there. Is that what happens?
Yeah.
And it's a black man.
No, like European, I guess.
Okay. All right. And whoa, what happens to you at that moment? What do you think or feel? I'd be shocked. What do you feel?
Yeah. A bit nervous, really. Again, just not sure what was happening.
Oh yeah. Wow. What's going on? So then, what do you say?
Who is this? Obviously.
You ask her, who is this?
Yeah.
Great. What does she say?
Don't worry about it. And then she made me follow them upstairs.
I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. And then what does she say?
She pretty much just made me go upstairs.
How does she do that? She grab your hand? Does she say follow me, or does she point? How does she?
She just said follow me.
She says follow me. Where's the other guy? Is he holding your hand?
No, just stood next to her in the doorway.
He's behind you,
No, behind her.
behind her, and you're behind him?
No, I'm on the other side of the room.
Okay, so now you're gonna go to the room. She's going, he's going, you're going. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
What's going through your head at that moment?
Not a lot. Kind of just worried.
Worried? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's proper emotion there. Then you walk in. Does she tell you to sit down?
No, I just got in. Well, I did sit down, but she didn't tell me.
Okay, so you sit down. What does she do?
They kind of just start having sex.
They what?
Had sex.
You sit down. She takes off his clothes, or he takes off her clothes, or what happens next?
Well, they obviously do like a bit of stuff before, and then they start getting into it.
And what were you
And then
feeling? What are
after-
you feeling in that moment and thinking?
Just disappointed out in myself.
Okay. And why are you disappointed in yourself? Because if you're beta, you wouldn't be disappointed in yourself. A beta wouldn't know that. A beta would be there going along and saying, I'm happy doing this right now. You're disappointed with yourself, right?
Yeah.
But you can't seem to stop what's happening to you and how you're acting. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you recognize you said, in this moment, as this is happening, I am disappointed in myself? And
Yeah.
a beta, do you understand the logic that a beta would not be disappointed, but a non-beta, which would be an alpha, would be like, this is wrong. I'm not this. I'm not supposed to be doing this. That's disappointment? Is that what were the thoughts of disappointment or feelings of it? How would you describe that? Because that is true.
Just kind of like I should be doing better. Yeah.
Did you think this is not right? Did you ever think that?
Yeah, obviously. I just thought.
Okay, so then, but that is the difference between a righteous man and one who burns in hell like you are. You know this is not right. That is going to be the difference. But I understand why you can't do that. So now let's go forward, okay? So they have sex. How long would you say clock time was that taking place? If you had to guess, maybe you measured it, I don't know, maybe you didn't.
Rough 20 minutes, I guess.
20 minutes you're observing, right?
Yeah.
When it ends, what does she do?
Well, this is where I got really embarrassed. The man finishes inside of her,
Yeah?
and she says that she feels dirty and needs me to eat it out.
Uh-huh.
So I do that,
Uh-huh.
and then she makes me go and get a towel and wipe down the man's sweat.
Okay. And then what happens?
I just kind of went and cried for a bit.
Right. And then what?
We slept in separate beds, and then she went out today, and here I am.
Oh, okay. Are you living at her house or is she living at your house?
She lives at my house.
Is she living at your house?
Yeah.
Is it her car or your car she drives?
Well, I bought it for her.
You bought it for her? Okay. So look, bro. Here's where we are. Okay? You're in a bad situation. But you can see that it's a bad situation. And you don't want to be in that bad situation. Right? Right now, I don't want you to change anything you're doing. I don't want you to break up. I don't want you to walk away. Unless you could actually do that and be okay, then absolutely that's the right thing to do. Hearing that story, I think that's not going to happen. But again, I don't know. The Spirit works miracles. So if what I say at some point makes sense and you go, wow, this is crazy, and you walk away in peace, not walk away, I should never, I'm not okay. Not that. Don't walk away like that. That's not walking away. That's pretending to walk away. Okay? That girls do that. You're not going to do that. So that's why I don't want you to walk away. I don't want you to change the way you're being at all. But today, you're observing it differently. So I want you to go back and observe, and this time, there's going to be one difference. You are observing something you're not okay with. Pay attention to that. That's called the lion's den. Somebody in there, which is you, the real you, is not okay with anything that's taking place, but seems to not be able to move the right way. Don't try to move the right way yet. Okay? Because you won't know what that is yet. You're going to sit back and you're going to live your life with more ease because you're going to be free of that problem. 100% you're going to be free of that problem. And it's going to be done the proper way. You're not going to take drugs or drink or go kill yourself or do some dumb shit people do. That's not the problem going away. That's you going away. And you need to stay. Because this is the cost you have to bear. Okay? You're in a very good position in life right now. Because you're looking at the hell you're living in and going, this is not right. And it just hangs on a decision of you moving, but that decision doesn't seem to be available. Good. It's time for you to pay attention now that you must have been taken over by some outside agency through the commands of thoughts that come in, that 45 minutes and then all that, and the emotions of fear and anger and hatred and all that shit that comes with it, right? All you do is you observe. Okay? And I know there's a God. For 100% fact, I know that. I also know that that God that I'm talking about, the God that I do know, does have angels. I also see them. As clear as I see you, I see them. I know they're real. I also know they're here. I also know that people that talk to me, the angels, move in on their life after this. Okay? What they do first is they take the veil off little by little at their speed. Because they're your angels. I don't know the speed. I can't tell you do this or do that. I can tell you what's happening right now. You're going to have them with you. So you're going to go through your day and you're going to feel the emotions and the thoughts, but you're going to feel more distant to them. Like you're watching them take place and you're somewhere in peace. You'll experience this. And then your thoughts will pick up more and she will begin to change the way she acts because she's going to start feeling something's happening in you. It's going to really scare her because she's there to control you and destroy your soul like she is. Now, Jesus' answer to that is love thy enemies. And since I'm teaching this, and that's all I'm teaching and talking about, or preaching, I'm not teaching you. Now I'm teaching. Since I'm teaching this, I'm telling you the exact answer, the exact truth. The thing I would do and the right thing to do is to forgive and love your enemies. I know it's not available, but that is the answer you're going for. Like if you get for psychologists, psychiatrists, and they say the answer is Prozac. You have to go get the Prozac. That's not the answer. That's going to hurt you. Somebody else said you should just kill yourself. It's not the answer. It's going to kill you. This one is the answer. Because at the end of this, you're going to be free of it and you're going to be at peace. So you have to know the road you're on. But you have to know that this man said it's a straight and narrow road. And right now you're all over the place. So first you have to observe the road. And your own behavior in relation to this straight, good road, truthful road, loving road, no anxiety road, peace inside road. Right? You observe that there is this available and that your movement is off of this. And that's all that you're to do. And it's nothing you do, it's going to be done through you. That's the Holy Spirit. And that's why you're here. Okay? Then what you do is you show up again tomorrow. Okay? At 10. And then we talk again tomorrow at 10. And that's the next two things exactly that you're supposed to do. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Good?
I think, yeah, that's good.
That's great, right? Now, somebody here as a minister would like to give you their phone number because as you go through the day, it might get difficult. And you might need a lifeline of light. And all you do then is you call. And then no matter what they're doing, unless they're having sex, they're going to pick up the phone and say, I'll call you back, or what's going on. Right? And that's going to be 24 hours through the day. You understand?
Yeah, thanks.
Is that good? Did I give you some cushion? You need a little cushion?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Alright, so now you have enough cushion. You have the angels, you also have ministers, and tomorrow morning, we'll do it again. So you're going to come back and just tell me what it was like observing your life with angels in your life and not doing anything about it. Because you're going to have to see the hell you're in first. Because you know what's going to happen, bro? When you're free of it, you're going to hear another man talk and you're going to know the misery he's in. And you're going to know that he can be free of it. But nobody else is in that situation yet. That makes you unique in the cross you bear. Right? But when you bear the cross, you bear it for all of God's children. Right? So if you have anger and hatred towards her, she's fucked up, she's evil. Right? But you are in agreement with a lot of it. Okay? All right now you have to do is just observe and nothing else, and then do those steps. Okay, who here is going to give the number?
I'm sending it now.
You are?
Yeah.
It's going to be Yogi Chris. So call him.
Alright,
Now, in case he doesn't pick up, because it could happen. Sometimes he forgets his phone, right? Then you're going to have to sit and wait and endure, because then he'll see that call sooner or later and get back to you. Okay? Because things like that could happen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was amazing. Hey, man, thank you for your honesty. Right? And let me tell you another thing about betas. Can you go online? So I see everybody. I want to see everybody. Read the comments that people are writing, bro. Let me tell you something. The courage for you to go through your personal story where you don't have to, where everybody learns from it and sees it, and you don't hold anything back. Details, right? It's like, that's definitely not beta.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Right.
not beta.
Right.
Okay? That's a man who wants freedom. Good. Congratulations. You don't have to worry about the word beta or alpha. Fuck them. They're just words, bro. They're just words.
Yeah.
They're like, I love you doesn't mean I love you. Okay? And being called a beta doesn't mean you're a beta. But acting unrighteous means you're wrong and being evil, so you're going to be in hell. And that's in the book. The book doesn't talk about beta. It does talk about alpha and omega. It also means the first and the last, too. Okay? Dang!
Alright,
That was good, bro. How do you feel? What's going on? No. A little bit longer. I spoke.
Alright.
How do you feel right now?
a lot better, yeah.
You have more peace, right? You have angels with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to be with you all day. Just know that. Don't think about it, just know that. Walk around like you have these warriors of light around you on these horses in golden armor. They're very strong. They're so strong that all that evil that happened to you, you now feel peace. With some words. But these are words because it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So when God speaks, all evil has to vanish. As it has. That was some of the most evil things that could possibly happen to a man on planet Earth, bro, just so you know. And you've survived it, and you haven't retaliated. You came in and confessed it. There's a confession of your own false doings that got you there, really. Right? So although the devil wants you to think you're beta, everything you've demonstrated has been more alpha than anybody I've known. You get it? Those are just words. Those are just words. Okay? And if they make you think you're beta, then you go, oh, I guess I'm beta. I have beta genes. Beta genes? How's that? Science is evil. Look at that. Look what science taught you. You can't do anything about it, I guess. You got whatever genes now. Now you got murderer genes because your fucking grandpa was a murderer. So you were out of hope. You know, so-and-so raped your fucking sister. You know, you're just like your fucking dad. And that's why he's not here. He was just like you, selfish. Didn't give a fuck about anybody. Just wanted to go party. Well, he was a rapist and you come from him, so I'm not surprised. Mothers will say that shit. Okay? Mothers are evil. But you have to love them anyways, okay? That's what's important about this message. When I say so-and-so's evil, so-and-so's evil, it's coming from the same words as here, and also the same command to anybody who hears it: love your enemy and pray for him and forgive. So it's consistent with the same words that are there. You can't just take it out of context and go, you know, well, she's evil, so now I have to destroy her. Nah. Evil is weak. You don't have to destroy it. You just have to see the light. It runs away. She'll run away from you when she sees how strong you actually are. You're so strong that you could witness so much hell and literally go through it. Come talk about it. Still pay for everything of hers. Give her a house and a car. And still want to love her. Shit. Who are you? And why did you put that goofy ass picture up? You should put the picture of an angel. That's what she wants you to think you look like. You don't look like that.
That's right.
You don't look like that. If you clean yourself up and stood tall, you would be handsome. That's you looking the way she wants you to think you look. You don't look like that. At all. You're more handsome than I am. Physically. It's true. It's true though. Look at me. Look at this guy. Good thing he's the one fucking the most beautiful woman. Otherwise nobody would believe it anyways. They would believe Sultan, but they would think he's a lying model. I have to beat his ass with girls every day. So he stopped working out. He stopped working out. Because it was stupid. Right? Because every time anybody around here figures something out, we just go out and they can't even get near the light. And I don't even do anything, bro. I'm doing exactly what I do with you. But how valuable is this? This is everything. If you could get rid of evil by just observing it and talking about good, shit. You can have all the money in the world, all the women in the world. God will give you it all. Okay? All right. Well, that was a pleasure. Thank you so much, man. It takes a lot of courage. And courage comes with fear. So one day you won't even think about courage. Let me put it in a proper term. This is it. It's not that you have courage. And it's not that you were beta. But you were righteous in the way you spoke. You spoke the truth, reported as it was, and didn't fight or resist any of the truth and got better.
Yeah.
So once you're righteous, you don't worry about being confident or courageous. Those are words of the coward and the weak. They have to measure it on something. A man who's righteous will always be righteous, no matter what the hell is happening in front of him. So you are very righteous. And if you're righteous, you don't got to worry about any of that stuff. But that picture of yours is not righteous. All right, man. All right, You got Chris's number? You know how it goes? Okay?
Yeah.
And then when you're about to call him or text him, and you hear the devil say, you don't want to bother him, you can handle this yourself, he's probably busy right now, that's nothing. It's the moment you go, man, I need to call him. Pick up the phone and call. Okay? That's how it works. Don't think about it. Don't talk yourself out of it because you're being good and not trying to be whatever. When you need to call. It's like Superman. You're Lois Lane. Okay. All right, brother. Talk tomorrow, okay?
All right, yeah, thanks.
All right, everybody. Thank you for coming on, okay? See you tomorrow. Spread the word. See you guys.
Hey Bruno, I put my link for my Instagram in the chat, so just message me on there. I'll send you the link for the call today. It'll be at 3:30.
Yeah, everybody go to this call, 3:30.